Greetings and salutations. I'm Zook, your lovable Dungeon Master, bringing you another Geeks Anonymous video. In this video, we cover a custom-made interactive character sheet for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. Before we begin, I would like to give a big shout out to Xeiranis, who taught me the basics of Google Sheets character sheet creation, allowing me to make the sheet you see before you. As you can see, this character sheet has all of the essentials of a 5th edition character sheet, including attributes, saving throws, and skill, but also implements new features such as the Adventuring Party Live Status Updater. I'll go into each section of this sheet individually in this video to better explain its functionality and how you can duplicate its features. There will also be a link in the description below so you can download the copy yourself. The first area we're covering is the ability section. As you can see, each ability, Strength, Dexterity, Constitution, Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma, all have their reflected ability modifiers. Now, you'll see that each one corresponds to their skill as per the player's handbook. This is not entered in manually, this actually does it automatically. So if you see Strength, and I change it to 12, it will automatically change the ability modifier to 1. This formula is very simple. Simply use floor, which rounds to the lowest number, B8, which is the square that this is in, minus 10, divided by 2. This is the value in the player's handbook, and you'll see that I have that reflected for each one corresponding to whatever square it's in. So whenever you level up that ability, let's say you just achieved level 4, got your ability increase it to your strength by 2, you'll see that automatically updates. Your saving throws are automatically taken from your ability scores as well, and you'll see the modifier is all there by default. However, we have checkboxes down the line next to them. Clicking each one of those adds your proficiency bonus automatically. Now the way we do this is with the formula listed above. If E21 equals true, that's the checkbox, and the checkbox is a function that was recently added in Google Sheets that brings back a true or false statement. So if E21 equals true, which it is currently not, we're going to take C10, which is our strength modifier, and add the value in S12, which is our proficiency bonus. If not, it's just going to add the strength modifier. So you can see here it is false, so it's 0. However, if we add our strength as a proficient ability, you'll see that it adds our proficiency bonus. And this works for each one of those abilities. So you'll see other proficiencies in languages, and nothing really of note as far as formulas go. Moving on to inspiration, you see that it's just a simple checkbox. So if you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. Moving on to the initiative, you'll see that it actually has a formula. So you're not going to want to put this in yourself. This is actually dependent on your other skills. So if you leave it normal, then you'll see it just pulls your +1 modifier bonus from dexterity. However, if you tick features and traits right down here, you'll see alert. You click that and it will add 5 to it. And if you click Jack of Trades, it will add your half of your proficiency bonus. If you have both of them selected, it will add both of them. Moving on to armor class, all you need to do is put in your armor class to whatever it is based on your armor or dexterity modifiers plus any other bonuses that you get throughout your leveling experience in Dungeons & Dragons. Now, proficiency bonus, you'll see that there is a formula here, so you're not going to add this manually. Its formula actually pulls from your level up here. So rounding up, AL2, which is where your level is, divided by 4, plus 1. So essentially what that does is as you level up, it's going to automatically calculate your proficiency bonus. So once you get to level 5, you'll see that it divides it by 4 and then add 1. So your proficiency bonus goes up to 3 as it should, and then once you hit 10, goes up to 4, so on and so forth, and Even if you have like house rules on epic level, once you get to level 21, it brings it up to the appropriate +7 that it should. Speed is just a normal entry field. Whatever your species or modifier is based on your class, like monks get an increase, you're just going to add that normally. Hit die is the same case. Whatever your hit die is, put it in there. Um, Death saves, just a very simple checkbox. Of course, if you're familiar with the system, you'll know that if you have 3 successes, you get back up, and 3 failures, well, you're dead. Hit points is obviously how much health you have. Your first value is your current health, and then your second value is your maximum health. These values will be important later on when we cover the adventuring party list. Moving on to skills, you'll see that it has all the skills listed and all of the checkboxes. These are adding your proficiency score, of course. You'll notice that there's a large formula on each one of these. Essentially, what this does is if the checkbox is checked, you will either add your proficiency bonus, or if Jack of Trades is checked, it'll also add half of your proficiency bonus. And it also does an argument if you have Jack of Trades and it's a proficiency bonus, obviously it's not going to add anything for Jack of Trades. And as you level up in those abilities, it also pulls automatically from your ability modifiers and will automatically update them as needed. So if I hit Jack of Trades, all of the none of these abilities are currently checked off. So all of them should add 1 since my proficiency bonus is 2. So half of that would add 1 to each one of them. And if I check them off, it will automatically add my proficiency bonus of 2. You'll see every ability that is not currently a proficient skill adds half the bonus if I hit Jack of Trades. You'll notice your passive scores are also listed here. This is your passive investigation, which pulls from your intelligence, and this is your passive perception, which pulls from your wisdom. If you have the observant feature, you'll notice both of these go up by their appropriate scores. Nothing has changed as far as personality traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws. You just enter the values in as appropriate. Moving on to the attack box, you'll notice a header for each one of the columns. Now, the star represents if you're proficient with it. Your bonus pulls from whatever skill is appropriate. The damage is, of course, 1 die 4 plus whatever that you would enter in manually. And the BSP stands for bludgeoning, slashing, or piercing. And just check off whatever applies for that particular attack. The strength slash dex box basically says that if it is checked, it is strength. If it is not checked, it is dexterity. You'll also notice that it pulls appropriately from your skill. So right now it is not checked, so it is pulling from my dexterity ability score. And if I have it checked, it pulls instead from the strength. And if it is proficient, it also adds the +2 proficiency modifier. Features and traits, I went over a little bit of this with the checkboxes down here, but this is pretty much where you're just going to put your features and traits as you level up. And then we have 3 specific ones: Alert, Jack of Trades, and Observant. Alert will add the 5 to initiative. Jack of Trades will add half of your proficiency bonus to any non-proficient skill, and Observant will add +5 to both your passive investigation and perception checks. Equipment is set up exactly like the character sheet, so you'll add in your values as normal with your copper, silver, electrum, gold, and platinum. Spells per day is set up in boxes listed from 1st to 9th ability, with checkboxes that you can keep track of how many you have already expended. Now, the most unique part of this interactive character sheet is actually the adventuring party list. Now, what this does is it pulls from the other character sheets that are in your character's group and gives you the status of those characters. You'll see it has room for up to 5 members, and that each one is actually pulling from other sheets. You'll see the The first one is player one, which is you, and this will always be you for whatever character sheet you use. So it pulls from your current stats. So if I put character name player one, it'll list here. Then I put my class, it'll put it here. And then this pulls from your actual hit point values. And 14 out of 14, I am unscathed. If I change this value, let's say that I just took 2 hit points of damage, it'll go to bruised. We'll take 2 more points of damage, and you'll see I am injured, so on and so forth. So once I get half, it goes to bloodied, then critical, and then finally at 0 HP, you're dying. Let's cure light wounds on us. Okay, so this is all your stuff, is essentially slot 1. And then for the other slots, 2 through 4, you're going to want to actually pull that information from another person's sheet. So you'll see here that they're all going to show this by default. If the checkbox is true, import range, URL, sheet 1, and then it takes it from whatever value it pulls from. So the only thing that you're going to need to do is change this URL to whatever the URL of your character sheet is. So up here, you'll see the link, and you're going to want to pull this value right here. You can copy the entire link if you'd like, but I prefer to keep it simple and less lengthy and just put the sheet itself. You're just going to want to go to that URL, copy that URL, and paste it right there. So once I go to that player's sheet, let's type in player 2, and then my class. Let's say I took some damage, and you will see that once I go back to that character sheet, it is all updated accordingly. This gives you a good gauge of when your party member needs healing or needs a little assistance. Maybe you need to pull the aggro off of them and whatnot. Okay, well, that essentially concludes the overview of the interactive character sheet. You'll find the link below. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have some requests, I could possibly do more in the future as far as class specific, so we can have more features and traits included. I can add more formulas, so it automatically updates as well. Just gauging interest here, and thank you for watching. I appreciate it. You all have a fun and fantastic day. Happy gaming.